Okay, so we are group 2 of the COSMA project. And these are the team members. And the countries that are involved in the COSMA are USA, Mexico, and Canada. And the research question we got is, what is the impact of the Canada-United States-Mexico agreement, known as the COSMA, on the Canadian economy? We chose that country. And how can sustainable strategies be proposed to navigate evolving global trade trends? So as an introduction to all of this presentation, the recent COSMA agreement marks a significant shift in the North American trade dynamics, replacing the NAFTA. That's the North American trade dynamics. While much discussion surrounds its economic implications for Canada, there is an emerging consensus on the importance of integrating sustainable into such agreements. So we emphasize the crucial role of the environmental consideration in trade policies, suggesting that sustainability measures can help address environmental challenges linked to increase this trade. And furthermore, in light of the changing global trade landscape, it's imperative to examine how the COSMA can incorporate sustainable practices for long-term economic environment and environmental gains. So with this presentation, we aim to delve into the economic and environmental effects of the COSMA on Canada and propose sustainable strategies to adapt to evolving trade trends within all of the framework that we investigated.
Hello, I'm Eliana Mita, and I'm going to talk about our literature review, a quick review of our research. First, we have mentioned about the CUSMA economic impact. We've mentioned that Canadian businesses stand to benefit from increased market access and enhanced regulatory cooperation within North America, with a lot of opportunities for the businesses as well. Secondly, we have highlighted the importance of sustainability in trade agreements. We have used examples of scholars such as Ghani, who emphasized the environmental considerations in trade policy, and Rugman and Verbeek, who emphasized the sustainable practices for competitive advantage. Nextly, we have the key takeaways, which are going to be integration of sustainable strategies essential in CUSMA, and we will address the environmental concerns crucial in evolving global trade landscape. About methodologies, we've used a qualitative approach, gathering data from academic sources and government reports to study how CUSMA affects the Canadian economy. Secondly, our focus areas have been looking at key CUSMA rules and how they impact Canadian industries, trade, and the environment. Thirdly, our literature review. We have reviewed existing research to suggest sustainable strategies for adapting to global trade changes within CUSMA. And fourthly, we have mentioned insights and recommendations. Our studies offer ideas for promoting sustainability in international trade agreements, considering both economic and environmental factors.
Economic part, we can show 4 main points that we took as the team, and we identified that one of the main advantage of the CUSMA for the Canadian economy is the certainty and stability it provides to the companies by maintaining a predictable trade framework with two of the largest partners that are the USA and Mexico. In other hand, we can show that the sectoral impact may have some impacts of or different sectors of the economy, Canadian economy. One of this one example can be the competition of the USA in the Canadian terrain. That now they have to reduce cost to be more competitive to the Canadian companies. Another way we have the persistent change, sorry, that despite the potential advantage of the CUSMA, also presents challenge for the Canadian economy, sorry. And one example of this can be the major required change of the Canadian legalization and increase compliance costs, or some companies may change the labor rights and other things. And the dependence of the states. In this case, the USA is one of the much imports of buyers, and Canada it depends a lot of the USA's, as Mexico depends a lot of Canada, or USA, it is the same. In this chart, we can show how the imports and exports may change after the trade of NAFTA in the 1995. We can show that the imports from Canada to Mexico increased a lot, of billions of dollars, and also the exports in these years have increased a lot to the Canada state.
Now I'm going to talk about how this agreement, or the CUSMA agreement, affects and has several impacts on Canada's economy, such as the market access, the rules of origins and manufacturing, agricultural trade, intellectual property and duty trade, and lastly, labor and environmental standards. So first, talking a little bit about the market access, we can see that CUSMA provides continued access to a very large and integrated North American market that, as we know, integrates United States and Mexico, which is vital for many Canadian businesses, especially those who rely on heavily exports. But then we can talk a little bit about the rules of origin and manufacturing, which CUSMA updates and modernizes some of the rules, which determine whether a product qualifies for preferential treatments under this type of agreement with different set of rules, and also can have an impact on the Canadian manufacturers, as they need to ensure their products meet the new rules that benefits from these reduced tariffs and other type of advantages. Then, talking a little bit about the agricultural trade, CUSMA provides an increased access to the US market for certain Canadian agricultural products such as dairy, poultry, and eggs, which also brings like a benefit for Canadian farmers by opening new export opportunities and increasing the market competition. Then, talking about the intellectual property and digital trade, this is the type of agreement that includes provision related to intellectual property rights and digital trade, which could impact various sectors of the Canadian economy, including the technology, the pharmaceuticals, and entertainment. And lastly, on the labor and environmental standards, we can see that CUSMA includes provision aimed to promoting higher labor and environmental standards in all of North America, including obviously Canada. So overall, we can see that CUSMA's impact on Canada's economy is complete and like multifaceted, as we can see in these bullets, with both opportunities and challenges for the Canadian businesses, workers, and consumers. To navigate evolving global trade trends and to magnify its benefits of Kuzma, sustainable strategies could include investing in innovation and technology, promoting diversification of exports, supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, and enhancing collaboration with international partners on these new environmental standards.
Hi, I'm Bo. For the political side, in order to integrate sustainable strategy into customer trade agreements, we need to evaluate Canada's political environment from four aspects to see if it helps to advance our suggestion. There are ease of doing business, legal and regulatory framework, risk of political stability, and IP rights. First, for ease of doing business, according to the World Bank 2020, Canada is ranked 23rd among 119 economies, which is outstanding. From the legal and the regulatory framework perspective, Canada almost derived from the British system, which is a typical constitutional monarchy with an independent judiciary. This kind of structure sets up a check and balance system and separation of the powers, which can defend public interests and foster economic development. And considering the risk of political stability, according to the global economy from 1996 to 2022, the average value of the political stability index for Canada during that period was 1.5. The latest value in 2022 is 0.77, which is much higher than the world average, negative 0.07. Though Canada has declined in recent years, it still maintains relative high point on this index worldwide. At last, according to the Property Rights Alliance, Canada's intellectual property rights scored 6.915, ranked 23rd, which shows a favorable environment for protecting IP rights. So, in conclusion, these above characteristics uphold friendly politics for business investment and operations in Canada. It also shows the government's high willingness to support sustainable business activities. As a result, Canadian political institutions tend to support or enact more sustainable and environmental measures and policies for business development.
Hi, I'm Sumer and now we'll be discussing key strategies to enhance environmental sustainability within the framework of Canada, United States and Mexico Agreement. Let's dive into our first set of recommendations. So our first recommendation is to incorporate environmental friendly rules and regulations in the Canada-US-Mexico Agreement. And by integrating more environmentally friendly provisions, we can promote environmental protection alongside economic development. For instance, implementing advanced waste management measures such as banning food waste from garbage can significantly reduce emissions of greenhouse gases while also promoting the sustainability. Moving on to our second set of recommendations, we propose leveraging advanced technology and scientific methods to enhance sustainability. Advanced technology offers promising solutions for waste management, leading to increased efficiency and cost reduction. Additionally, advocating for provisions addressing climate change and greenhouse gas reduction in Canada-US-Mexico Agreement is essential. Currently absent, these provisions are crucial for aligning Canada-US-Mexico Agreement with the environmental goals. Also, awareness programs can complement technological advancements by educating the public on sustainable practices and environmental issues. In conclusion, by incorporating these recommendations into the Canada-US-Mexico Agreement, we can take significant strides towards a more environmentally sustainable future.
Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about infrastructure. So I just have six important points on infrastructure. So firstly, it's infrastructure investment. So infrastructure investment means like CUSMA presents a strategic opportunity for Canada to focus on infrastructure investment, particularly in energy, transportation, and sectors. So by prioritizing such investments, Canada can stimulate economic growth and facilitate trade within CUSMA region. So secondly, it's transportation modernization. So transportation modernization. Um, Talking about transportation modernization, upgrading transportation information infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and railways on bolster Canada's position as a key trading within partner within CUSMA. So the improved logistics can lead to increasing efficiency and reducing cost and boosting economic output by estimated 10 billion Canadian dollars. So talking about renewable energy, by setting ambitious renewable energy targets within the framework of CUSMA, Canada can align with its climate commitments while also repeating economic benefits. By doubling the current percentage of renewable energy by 2023, can contribute to emissions reduction and foster sustainable growth. So, talking about the fourth one, that is pipeline infrastructure expansion. So, expanding pipeline networks for oil and gas transportation is seen as a mean of enhance Canada's energy export capacity. And it also expand can this expansion can also potentially lead to sustainable economic gains and job creation, provided it in the accompanied by appropriate environmental safeguards. So talking about digital infrastructure, so digital infrastructure is prioritizing investments in digital infrastructure is essential for enabling connectivity and facilitating digital trade, which are increasingly vital in today's um, go- global economy. So, strengthening digital infrastructure can foster innovation, economic development, and competitiveness within CUSMA region. So, talking about competitiveness and economic growth, overall infrastructure development under CUSMA can enhance Canada's competitiveness on global stage. By improving connectivity and fostering economic growth, targeted policies and initiatives can benefit both individual and business, leading for the more and interconnected economy. So each of the points which I explained above are the underscores the potential benefits of strategic infrastructure investments within the time frame of CUSMA, highlighting the interconnectedness of economic growth, trade facilitation, and sustainability. Thank you.
And now, okay. And now for the conclusion for all of this presentation, all of the framework and all of the research that we saw and that we reviewed in this presentation, we review the underscores the impact of the COSMA on the Canadian economy and the environment. While this agreement presents avenues for economic advancement and broader market research, it also presents ecological challenges and risks, particularly concerning sustainability. So while by introducing sustainable practices into COSMA, it is essential to effectively tackle these challenges and remain in step with global trade trends. So by emphasizing the development of the sustainable infrastructure, advocating for eco-friendly regulations, and fostering public awareness through educational initiatives, Canada can bolster the sustainability of its trade activities within the COSMA framework. So furthermore, by capitalizing on its political, economic, and infrastructural strengths, Canada has the opportunity to emerge as a trailblazer in sustainable trade practices, ensuring both economic and prosperity and environmental guardianship for generations to come.